Hi, hope you're doing great. Well, it's been reported somewhat officially that Harry will be cut out from the line of people available to fill in for King Charles when he is traveling or otherwise unable to perform certain administrative duties. Uh, so when he's traveling, there is a line of people who will take over to sign papers and make decisions and be at meetings and so forth. And they include William, of course, who is currently next in line to take over as king. And they've also pushed up Kate. She is a royal, but not of royal blood. And they have pushed her up because she's always around. And they said, well, she could do it if she's there and William or Charles are not available. And then they have Anne, Princess Anne, and they have Prince Edward. And I think they also put Camilla up there. Camilla, not of royal blood, wife of Charles. She is also able to fill in if Charles is not there. So they don't want Harry because he's not in the area. He doesn't know what's going on. He'd have to fly in and try to figure out what's going on, and it wouldn't be right. So they say because he is out of the country, he cannot fill in for King Charles. And I think that's fair. You know, you have to be somewhere around in the area, involved, immersed in the issues of the area in order to fill in. Of course, with all of the communication available, you could say, well, he could still do it. But I think it's fair, the lineup that King Charles has put in. And Harry is doing well in Montecito. I think he's working out some of his issues, some of his family issues. He still has a lot of issues to deal with regarding Camilla and the death of his mother. And then I think the whole family has to work out those kids that Camilla has had with King Charles. What's going on there? They have to talk that out and let that get out into the open. And I think when they start resolving these issues, I think it'll go fine. As far as security, I don't think Harry will get security paid by the English people while he is in Montecito. That will be something he'll have to work out for himself. But you can be sure the firm will be keeping a close eye on him and Meghan and the kids. As far as the kids' titles, the kids already have titles. Meghan is a princess because she is married to the son of the next king. And her kids, just as William and Harry were Prince William and Prince Harry, they will also be Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet because they are the grandchildren of the king, and later will be what? The king's niece and nephew when William becomes king. So that is already taken care of, and I don't think those issues are real anymore. The only issue they have is the Her Royal Highness, which is a title you get when you're working in the for the royals, for the firm. And if they continue not to work for the firm, they will have the titles of prince and princess, but it will not be HRH titles until or unless Harry goes back and starts working for the firm. And then Meghan would also have to, well, she wouldn't have to, but she should also be working for the firm. And then the kids would get the HRH titles too. Now, as far as King Charles getting Harry to come back and live on the property in one of the castles, it would be good because those castles have to be occupied in order to keep them as private residences. Somebody has to be in there using those properties. Harry would be great with the kids, but I think they're happier right now in California, and I think it gives both of them a chance to work through their mental issues. Meghan had a lot of problems with the British press. She may become more used to it by now, but there's a good chance she still has a lot of problems to resolve. Harry has a lot of issues to resolve. A lot of that for him also was related to the British press. So I think they would probably be better right now staying in California, working out their issues, and if they do come back later, they will be healthier and the British people will be more used to seeing them. Once they become more accustomed to seeing Meghan on a regular basis and not always talking about how much her jewelry costs or how much her dress costs or where she got her shoes and all that stuff, and they start treating her like a regular person, I think things will go much easier. Meghan podcast Archetypes is going well and has a good audience. Now Kate and William are trying to do a podcast. I think that they are not really trained at that sort of thing, and they might have more of a problem. Meghan is trained in speaking theatrically, and she can carry off a podcast well. I think Kate is more quiet, as is William, and I think they will have trouble speaking freely, especially while they have their duties. And I think that they should not try to compete with Meghan in podcast land. I think everyone modern is doing some type of communication as a podcast, but I don't think they should try to compete with Meghan's podcast because they just aren't trained for that, and that's not their background. So I think both Meghan and Harry are doing well, and I congratulate them on continuing through all that they're doing. Their kids have titles, but they just need the HRH, and that'll happen if and when Harry goes back and works for the firm. And we'll just have to wait and see. So that's a little summary of what I'm thinking right now about the group. I hope this has been some way informative. If so, please subscribe. Please subscribe and like. Thanks. Bye.